Men don't usually become quieter because they become wiser in a romantic sense. They become quieter because speaking stops paying off the way it used to. You know, when you are younger, talking is part of building identity. You explain yourself too much, you argue too much, you test ideas, you seek approval from people, you try to impress, you try to position yourself socially. Words are cheap and still feel powerful. With age, that changes. A normal man starts noticing a simple pattern. Most talking doesn't change outcomes. Most talking doesn't change outcomes. You know, as you age, you start understanding that jobs don't improve because you explained your situation well. You know, respect doesn't increase because you had a strong opinion. Problems don't disappear just because you expressed frustration clearly. People don't fundamentally adjust because you made them understand. So communication somehow slowly shifts from expression to function. You speak when something needs to be done, not when something needs to be felt. Another factor is energy. A younger man, can spend energy socially without much cost. Late nights, long conversations, arguments, group dynamics, constant interaction, it all feels normal. Later, the same output costs more. Recovery takes longer, noise becomes more draining, social performance feels less necessary, so silence becomes the default, not a statement. With time, most men experience repetition in social environments, same types of conversations, same complaints, same status games, same misunderstandings, same emotional cycles. After enough repetition, novelty drops. And when novelty drops, something interesting happens. Talking less becomes natural. Not because they dislike people or you start disliking people, it's because you already know how most interactions will unfold. Another layer is consequence awareness. Younger men speak with less awareness of long-term impact. They say things impulsively, emotionally, socially. Later, they become more aware that words have storage. They are remembered. They can be used later. They shape perception. So speech becomes more filtered. Not necessarily more intelligent, just more controlled. Many men become quieter because their internal world becomes louder than their external one. They think more, they observe more, they process more internally, but they don't translate everything into speech anymore because not everything needs external validation. So from the outside, it looks like silence, but internally, it's often just reduced waste. In the end, most men don't become quiet for one reason, I think. They become quiet because experience teaches them a consistent pattern. Talking is easy, understanding is rare, and action is what actually accumulates results. And over time, unnecessary speech simply gets filtered out.